Merry Christmas.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Wow.
This is...
The war on Christmas never fucking ends, does it?
That was some real warm Christmas Yuletide greetings.
I'm a Grinch. What can I say?
Here we are.
Here we are, as in olden days.
Usually when I'm like
Golden
lowering
days
the
of yore.
music, as like it gets lower, you guys usually start talking. But I got to go all the way down the...
Just wanted to let it play out, you know?
Yeah.
Just kind of...
It's a good theme song.
I think our energy's weird after that menstrual show. I think we were like, is this racist for us to even watch? Anyway, welcome to Crosscut Cinema.
I'm Bridget.
I'm Matt.
Duel.
All right.
My name's Jeff.
I'm Franny.
I'm Madison.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Hold on.
So, White Christmas is a movie.
It's definitely a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a musical
for
movie.
sure.
It is. There's music in this movie.
I can.
Keep going.
I just thought
You're
you were
ridiculous.
It felt like there was something that like was trying to be happening over there. So
There's something happening.
We'll see. Just keep going.
okay.
Oh my god.
I can hear it in
So-
my ears. It's kind of distracting.
What the fuck?
Okay.
My name's Jeff.
All
No,
right.
it's not.
I'm glad
Say your actual names, people know.
It's Logan.
All right. There we go.
All right.
The crew is all
I'm
here.
glad that.
I'm
we
glad
got
that was
to-
sorted out.
All right.
It's a struggle every time I come into the studio and I'm like,
Here we are.
is Logan gonna know
Who
today
he is today.
that its name is Logan?
It's like 50 first
No.
dates up in here every single fucking time.
I found it odd you didn't gender me. I've been very clear I'm a man. You said it's Logan. It's Logan. Like it's Logan. Like what do you mean it?
No, it's as in the name. Your name. It's
You said will it know it's Logan? Wasn't that what you said? Something
No.
along those
No.
lines. I'm mishearing you because my name's actually Jeff.
oh shit. Well, I've been calling you the wrong thing this entire
Guys,
time.
we should totally do 21 and 22 Jump Street. I feel like that would be a fun duology,
be
a
fun.
fun film fest for us to do.
That sounds.
We
fun.
recently rewatched the first one. It's Dax Flames in it. It's pretty good.
We should watch every movie Channing Tatum's ever made.
That should be our
Honestly,
like tagline.
I'm down.
In sequence.
I don't want to watch Jupiter's Ascending again.
You
Ooh,
just
I don't
have to
fuck with space
open your heart
movies.
to having
No.
fun.
Mila Kunis is in it though.
Okay, that's a
You like her,
that's
right?
a selling
You're not
point.
trying to fuck with Dune.
That's a different kind of space movie.
Yeah, it's political
The good
space.
kind.
Like when it's like
It's
sci-fi, that's
Politicon
fine.
in space.
But like
I-
if it's like somebody like suspended in fucking space, like dying and shit, that's
Talking
not
about, like,
fun.
gravity?
Well, that's not
Yeah.
what Jupiter Ascending is either. So
Oh, I don't
No,
fucking
that's
know.
me dying in space when I have to fucking watch it. Anyway,
anyway,
That's not what we're talking
let's
about
get
today.
back into okay, guys. Let's get back into the festivities. There's
Right.
chestnuts roasting on your open fire. We're here today to give you a Christmas special, and today we are reviewing Black Christmas and White Christmas. Correct?
yes.
Is that still the plan?
Yes.
No,
I thought so.
Channing Tatum is not invited to these festivities.
I mean, unless you guys want to talk about like Dune or something.
Although
What's-
he'd be better. Like he'd be good in these movies.
no, because of Step Up, you think he can handle White Christmas?
No,
Of course.
absolutely not.
No, he would be terrible.
Oh my
in these
god, that's my
movies.
dream cast for the remake.
As who?
You know what? You know what we'll do? We'll do a Dreamcast at the
Bing.
end. You guys think of who we should replace the 4 people with.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that'd be
okay,
fun.
okay.
No. Since Channing Tatum can't sing, he just plays that one girl that just dances, the one sister that dances. the
She
whole
also
time.
sings
They
asshole.
also-
She
they all
barely
sing.
sings.
She's a great
No,
singer,
she
you
sings a
fucking
lot.
douche.
Well, that's not her main thing. She dances more.
They both sing,
No, they
And they-
definitely both sing. That's
and they both
their thing.
dance.
And they both do dance.
That's
But,
their
like-
whole thing. And
They're all showmen or show women in some cases.
yeah, correct.
Show sisters.
Show sisters. Show brothers and sisters.
All right. Should we start off with the Wikipedia? Maybe bring this back. Maybe
are we
center
doing that?
ourselves a little bit.
And then after that, I want to talk about the creation of this movie and how it came to be based on what Pam told me.
Okay, so
Shout out
should
to
we do
Pam.
like a Wikipedia summary or should we do a Madison summary?
We can do a Madison summary.
I don't
you
know if I
it,
like
or
the
a
Madison
Wikipedia
summary as much because that just sounds like your review. So let's do the Wikipedia summary first.
I don't think that would be my review, but that's fine.
I mean, go ahead, I guess.
Okay.
I'd
sure.
love to hear it.
So White Christmas begins during the war, World War II. And Bing Crosby's there, as well as the other guy, whose name I can't think of right now.
Someone should probably look that up. Maybe on Wikipedia or something.
Maybe. Anyway, yeah. So they are in the war together. They have this general that everybody loves, respects, and admires. They put on a Christmas show, and then they get bombed by the Germans. And what's his face saves Bing Crosby's life.
Bob Wallace in the film.
His name is Bob Wallace in the film, and he is a famous singer who, for whatever reason, joined the war. I guess he was doing like the Elvis thing.
Pre-Elvis.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. You know, if you go for that sort of thing, that's very
if you
patriotic.
drink that military Kool-Aid, dog.
But anyway, so the other guy saves his life, and he's like, "Hey, I saved your life, dude. So you kind of owe me a singing career, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess I sure do." So the movie flashes forward 10 years later. He's got his music career. They're bros, but there's tension, of course.
a little
Some
bit. Might say a little gay tension.
A little bit, yeah. And then like the issue is he's like, he wanted this music career, but now he's like, oh, I have it too much, and this guy won't leave me alone. And if he could just like get married and have a kid or something, then I could have a little bit of alone time. So, shenanigans, he tries to set him up with this girl. They don't communicate very well. They end up at this lodge in Vermont, and who's there but their old general? They love him so much, but he's sad because he's retired and no one cares about him, and his business is failing because there's no snow in Vermont because of climate change.
Not quite. Not quite.
Something like that.
But
more political than I thought.
Yeah, it's the climate change. So then they like put on their big show to show him how much they love him. They invite all their former military friends, and they have a lot of miscommunications about that as well. And eventually, all's well that ends well. They figure it out. They just start talking to each other, and they're like, "Oh, it's not even that thing I thought." So there it is. That's the Madison summary for you.
Yeah.
How'd I do?
I don't know I think you might have added some stuff, but overall it was good.
What, the climate change part?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to bring it up to the modern day,
Sure, yeah.
Trying to make it relevant. For
Trying to
It isn't
Spielberg
modern
it.
day though. It came out in 1950 something.
Yeah.
54.
Yep. Something like that.
Yeah, 1954. Wow.
So
Yeah, because it was 10 years after 1944 when they were in the war.
I didn't. Who the fuck knows that?
Well, it said it on the screen. It said Christmas Eve 1944, comma Germany or something.
Oh, I think I was putting something in the oven at that moment.
I see. Anyway, sorry.
yeah, wow, what a time. That was crazy. Okay, anyway, so the movie came to be because the guy who wrote the music, Berlin, he had written this other musical called Holiday Inn. And it was really popular, and it was basically not so much a musical, but more of a showcase of a bunch of different numbers based on the idea of what holidays. So White Christmas, that song came from that show, and it was so wildly popular, they quickly wrote a script and produced an entire movie based on basically the popularity of a single song.
That's insane.
You do what you have to do.
And that is why the plot of this movie is so lousy, because it was rushed. And that's why Bing Crosby himself says whenever there's not a musical performance going on, you're likely taking a nap.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how this movie feels. Exactly how this movie feels. It's like the music and the production value and all these sets are so magical and so mesmerizing, and the girl's emaciated, but nobody talks about that.
Yeah.
And people are in love with it. But when you actually pay attention to what happens in the plot, this plot is about as flimsy as a greasy piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, like the Madison plot summary is, I think, pretty accurate. Like, not a lot
I
happens
think yours
here.
was a little bit thicker because it
Yeah.
explains why they're even
I
why
gave it a little
Vermont
more.
why the Vermont hotels even having an issue. It's fucking gorgeous there. It's not some dump. Wouldn't
Right,
tons
yeah.
of people be there? It looks amazing.
No, it has not snowed. It
But-
has to snow.
And it's a ski lodge.
It is a business contingent on
Yeah.
the weather.
And it's insane because it's like if it didn't snow there, you're still like, wow, the floors here are made of 6 different colors, and you guys made fake houses everywhere. This is beautiful.
Right.
I love Vermont.
But that's not what's. But they didn't even bother to explain.
Every
like,
floor is made for tap dancing.
Like, what if
we love Vermont.
What if we found out the reason nobody went there is because, like, oh, by the way, the guy who runs it's an anti-Semite. Like, that's the vibe. Like, there has to be a real reason why no one's going, because it's this gorgeous resort that he's barely charging for, and the only reason people aren't coming is because there's nothing to like. There's no snow. There's no fun with the snow.
Right.
And
Yeah,
it's like
that's pretty much it.
and yet it always looks like it's like literally the whitest snow ever, like caking the entire scenery 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they really did just need a reason to get all these people here to this lodge and to do their big number.
That's why
and
your option, your idea actually makes more sense, and that's why I say your plot.
Wait, what's my plot?
You added the reason why no one was coming.
No, that is the reason. They say it all the time.
No, but it's not really though. Like not because there's no snow for real. Like that doesn't explain it is what I'm saying.
That's the
no.
explanation they give.
What I'm saying is you're leaving out the biggest part. The fact that everything they're saying kind of isn't true and it looks gorgeous the whole time.
But it isn't snowing.
But there's still snow everywhere.
No, there isn't.
No,
Yes,
not
there-
in the
No, not
beginning.
till the end.
No, there's still snow everywhere.
No, there's not.
They haven't had
When
snow
they
since
get-
Thanksgiving. They say
Yeah.
it very
Yeah.
explicitly.
Okay.
There's like some slush on the ground, but like when you get out, you can very clearly see the grass.
All I'm saying is, if I get to Vermont and there's no snow, I'm turning around. I'm canceling that Airbnb.
Really?
bitch. Yeah.
In this gorgeous place?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like the movie still looks so fantastical. It still gives the vibe that
Yeah.
it's winter the whole time. I guess that's more what I'm trying to say is like it never feels like, oh, it's a sunny peak up there at the place. It still looks like this cozy autumn to midwinter vibe the whole time anyway. So I don't buy them saying that it's not like a wonderland up there. It just doesn't seem like it'd be true.
Maybe like people don't go there because there's this like weird housekeeper who gets all up in your business.
That's
and
what I'm
wrecks
saying.
your
I'm like,
life.
something's
Oh my
fucked
god,
up.
that must be
She's
it.
the
They have,
reason.
they have Duchess from Foster's Home for Imaginary
Yeah.
Friends helping with all the work at the
She just
motel,
creates,
hotel, whatever.
creates mayhem in everybody's lives.
I mean, it's got to get boring up there.
I mean, you gotta
Absolutely.
find
I
something
love her.
to
She's
do.
a very realistic character. People definitely do that shit.
Yeah.
for sure.
And I don't get what they think's so great about snow. We were at a motel once when it was really snowy and icy outside, and it fucking sucked.
Well, yeah.
It sucked. We had to crawl from the car all the way through the parking lot to the.
That's because
motel
we
room.
live in like
What?
the fucking
It was so
shitty
icy
parts
outside you
of the
couldn't
world,
stand.
where we just
That's
get ice
insane.
instead of like real
We've
nice.
talked
We were
about
the
this
last.
before.
We were the last
Right.
people to get a room.
Have
there.
you not heard this story before?
No, now I remember. It just took me a minute.
I appreciate you asking that question because the audience probably hasn't heard it.
I
It's
mean,
a good job
yeah,
for
true.
that.
Thank you.
Bass
for
is
my
like, we can
attention,
skip the
but-
story. I know this one.
No, it was just like Bridget was like, "What?" And
I
was
know.
like,
I
we've
know.
talked about this.
I
have we
thought. I
not?
thought she was feigning ignorance for a second. You really didn't know what I was talking about.
No, it took me a minute to jog my memory.
Wow.
I have a bad
I-
memory.
I hate the fucking snow. I really do. But this movie it makes me like, wow, snow. I love
Yeah.
it. Aw, a white Christmas. You know?
Yeah.
I love this movie a lot.
I think that I get why a lot of people love it a lot, and I think all the musical performances are obviously like, except for the minstrel show, knocking that out. Just gonna
And
go
the
out.
thing that sucks is
Just
like,
gonna go ahead and say the minstrel show we do not endorse. I think it's the
No.
worst thing in this musical.
it sucks because like it's
Absolutely.
got good choreography and stuff, and like the set is interesting, and like the props and stuff are cool. But then like it's just like about a minstrel show, and I don't really understand it at all.
It could have been about anything else.
Like when I first watched it, I was like, okay, maybe at the time when the film was made, minstrel show had a different meaning and it was just like a variety show that anyone went to. And if that's the case, please correct me, but I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
it's
it's
not.
not.
It's like it's just no.
The inception of what it is its definition.
Yeah, I was like, at that time, is it still that? I'm pretty sure it was, and it was just really weird. It's just a really weird number.
Yeah, it kind of it dates the piece for sure, and like it reminds you,
And, like, not in the
where they
cute
were,
way.
and not in
No.
a cute way,
Like not in the
no.
cute way that like everything looks like it's made of cardboard. Like that's like, oh, it's dated, but I love it. You know,
Yeah.
this is like, ooh,
Racist.
aged poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing is, I just want to say this about like the actual physical look of the movie. The VistaVision cameras translated into 4K
It looks so good.
so perfectly. Everything in this movie looks like it's like brand new.
His
It's so
eyes like
crispy.
glisten.
yeah,
even.
like you can see the reflection of the lights in characters' eyes.
This is something that we were discussing. So the conversation first started when me and Bridget watched the original West Side Story, and I keep bringing it up when we watch these old Hollywood movies, and because I want people to like, I want to see if people agree. Like people don't look like that anymore, right?
They still
like they
do.
are few and far between.
I think they still do.
But like every
But I
movie
think
star
that not
looked
every,
that way.
not every. Well, that's because that's what was popular at the time. You know, like people just aren't getting cast for those reasons anymore.
I don't know.
Like being
I just
drop dead gorgeous is not a good enough reason to become. At least, except for
not
Cara
even-
Delevingne. Sorry, girl, but that's why you're famous. But like for the most part, it's not really a part of it.
Yeah.
But not even drop dead gorgeous. Even like they just have like this very like elegant look about them.
I mean, I could name.
And I know a lot of that is like lighting and makeup and stuff, but like I don't know. I just feel like they don't look like that. Like they don't make them like that anymore.
I present
dude.
to you Florence Pugh, Anna Taylor Joy.
Well, no, I'm saying like there are some, but like it's just not. I don't know. It's just not quite. I just don't have that little thing that
Do you find
the je ne sais quoi.
moms like in sitcoms from the 60s like super hot?
Yes.
You have the same problem I do. It's like a total kink. That's your issue. Is you're into like olden women's fashion.
Oh
You're
my
into the
God.
curled hair and the.
No,
and-
I keep saying I'm literally obsessed with her. The one, not the main one, the other one. The
Yeah.
one that Franny thinks only dances, but
Her-
she
her-
also sings.
her,
Not
her
Rosemary
emaciated
Clooney.
figure and her like little like face. Yeah.
her like big old eyes on that little face.
Yeah. I mean, Anna, I just keep like.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, she's
it
definitely
still
one
exists,
of them. Yeah.
and it's still totally a thing. It's just, it's not how you make movies anymore. Like, actually, the perfect example, if you watch Ryan Murphy's Hollywood, that he literally does exactly what you're talking about. He only people in that, all the people in that show look this way.
Yeah, and like I just like I don't know, I'm just like obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with her. I'm very much in love with that woman.
Or even
So
like Once
like,
Upon a Time in Hollywood's kind of has that,
Yeah.
and like a lot of its characters in that
Yeah,
film.
that's
it
true.
does. You're right.
It still exists. People just don't cast it that way.
yeah, I just wish they would
And also,
more,
the
I think.
style was so much more glamorous then. Things are
And
so
I
much more
love it.
casual
I
now.
like.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be relatable, dude. Like, I don't want to see just like some guy up there on TV.
But
Like,
I do.
No, I want to see a beautiful man.
Well, that's when you watch something like Bond or like, you know, things that like, or a Tenet, like with John David Washington. They do that with him too. There's totally movies that like bring like a glamour and like a sexiness is like a part of it. Like Basic Instinct is basically a porno, and it does
and
exactly
I
what
love
you're
that.
talking about.
And like, and so like, and there's this thing now. It's the fucking Chris Pratt phenomenon. He's my go-to because they keep casting him as everything, and it's like he's just some fucking guy.
He's Mario, dude.
He's just some dude. Like if you saw Chris Pratt on the street, you'd be like, yeah, okay, that's some like weird Christian dude.
He got cast as something else ridiculous recently
Garfield.
too. Garfield,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's insane.
I heard
And
about
he's
that.
just like he's just some guy. And like I cannot emphasize it enough. He's just
Yeah.
like very average to me, and yet he's in everything. And he's not the only one. He just epitomizes it to me.
It breaks down to the
Drives
Hollywood
me crazy.
algorithm.
Yeah, I
There's
know.
literally
It
an
drives me
algorithm
crazy.
they look
Yeah.
at where it's like, what's gonna bring the most asses and seats? Chris Pratt.
That
Yeah.
crisp rat, that crispy rat
Yeah.
is gonna put us all in these chairs, and I hate it.
It's like Chris
him.
Pratt. You know, if it's a villain, you have to get that one dude from Batman Begins, the Scarecrow guy. What's his name?
Oh,
Cillian Murphy.
yeah.
If you have a bad guy, it's Cillian Murphy. It is every time.
Always.
And that's just a part of that algorithm, dude.
It's horrible. I hate it.
But that's exactly what this was back then. They would just like find well, Bing Crosby, it's gonna sell.
Yeah.
Let's put him
Yeah.
in it. Even if he actively, while it's being made, talks about how much he hates it.
Yeah, I was about to say, weren't you saying something like that?
He said it's boring.
That's me at my job, though.
Ooh.
I'm like getting
And I
paid. I'm
agree.
getting paid, but actively talking about how much I hate it the entire time.
yeah.
Like, why am I doing this?
I thought I would hate this movie.
It's hard to hate it though. Like,
It
when
really
It's
is.
got
it,
equality.
it has a myriad problems.
All the
But
scenes
they're
at the
so
like
good, though.
novella place they went to sucked me in. I didn't like the movie up until like that scene.
Until they got to the
yeah,
the
and like
Vermont.
they meet the girl.
Yeah.
Not even Vermont. Like when they meet the girls.
Oh yeah. Up until then, it's kind of like okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're just, it's all that is, Franny, is one war scene and then a montage. So yeah,
it was
like
kind of bad.
he didn't really give it time to start, in my opinion, either. Though it's one scene and a montage, and then the movie starts for you. That kind of is pretty
And
standard.
some,
that's
gay,
fair.
and some
Yeah.
gay banter.
Gay
some gay
banter
ba-
for sure.
Some life saving.
There's a hint or two of that for sure.
Yeah. There's definitely a gay energy
a lot of
here.
Bing's tits, you know, a lot of Bing's
Yeah.
man tits really
Yeah.
accentuated in these scenes.
A lot of Bing
Absolutely.
being moody.
He's very moody.
You know what? I don't agree with that. It seems like everybody's in his shit all the time. I'd be like, fuck that, leave me alone. Everybody's
true. Well,
in his
he's just
shit all
trying
the
to,
time.
Right.
And then the thing at the end, he's so patient with this bitch who's mad about him for something he didn't do.
Yeah, it's really like
Right.
it's so annoying, the miscommunication. It
Oh,
feels
yeah.
like I'm reading a fucking fan fiction.
And that's what it is. The
Absolutely.
plot's
That's
so
how the shit
flimsy.
goes.
That's
really
the only reason
is.
this even exists in the plot is it's so flimsy. They need something for the characters to do to spread out this movie.
It's like, bro, if you would
Right.
just speak with each other.
It's
Yeah.
like those bad intermissions at the Oscars where they have like a skit in between announcements. That's kind of like, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's what some of the dialogue scenes in this movie feel like, especially when what's her face is trying to get them to be engaged to each other. It feels like the beginning of a porno. I can't.
It definitely
I
does.
sure can't think of a guy with a big old wiener to hit me up real quick. I mean, she's so obvious about it. She's like, wow. If only a man wearing your shoes, your face, and has your money would be interested in throwing his penis at me.
Right.
It's like, Jesus Christ. And he's like, I don't know.
He's so anti it though. It definitely gives me gay vibes.
That's what I'm saying. It's a very
That's
gay
what I-
thing.
It's like he
Always
wants
thought.
Bing to be with a woman just so he
Yeah.
can like.
That's what
walk
Bridget was trying
away.
to say in the beginning, and you shot her down.
Yeah, you did.
No, I mean it's not real though. It's obviously a joke, but still, I get what you're saying. But that's not really how you read the movie, right?
No, I mean,
Because
it's
I'm
just
joking.
like,
No, there's the difference. There you go. I can see that as a humorous idea, but Bridget really thinks that.
No, I was joking. I was making a funny face at you. I don't really think that.
Bridget, not
Like,
even
I
a
don't
little
think
bit.
that's-
I
don't
kinda
think that's
that
what was
for
the
real, though.
interpretation.
I think it's a good interpretation.
I don't think it's
I think
fucking
it's a
good.
fun interpretation.
I think it's fun to look at it that way. I don't think that that's like what the authorial intent was, but that's my movie, and I don't really care what the
And
fuck
not
they
even
say.
really
exactly.
subliminally. I think we're stretching the lines to make it seem this way. When in reality, it just seems like his friend is annoyed that the dude won't fuck ladies with him.
Yeah.
I think that's what it really
Yeah.
boils down to. It's a dogs world. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, bro, if you would sling some more dick, I could easily do so. But you bring down the party every fucking time.
Yeah, and I feel like he's like, all you want to do is like work and shit. I'm trying to. Get
all you want to do
pussy.
is like be passionate about what you're doing and like love your place in life, and I just want to get some puss. That's more what it feels like to me,
Can't
to
hate
be
the
totally
player.
honest.
Also, like, what an ungrateful bastard. If that bitch wanted to marry me, she could have me in a minute. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's so against it.
You know, I pose a question to the listeners. Tell us what you think did better for women's rights. Black Christmas or White Christmas? You'll be surprised by the answer. Because this movie really makes women just seem like the dumbest people. on the
Absolutely.
planet.
Absolutely.
Well, they even joke about the one girl being done. The fucking mutual, I'm sure. You know.
Yeah.
That's like the joke that she's dumb. I
Yeah.
like. There's so much wrong with this movie, but I love it. It's so endearing to me. It's very comforting.
I do love the one dance scene where she's in the yellow dress, though. I feel like that's the best one in the whole movie.
It's because it's the thing. Like she's like all legs in that dress, and she's just like twirling around.
And it's just got the best like actual like cinematography mixed with choreography. A lot of the movie is so far away. You just have a camera set up on it and it's far away. But this one, they did close-ups to their heads as they passed one another. It made it look, I don't know, like a movie.
yeah.
Right. Instead of
Which there's
some
nothing
mom.
wrong with the long takes. I feel like the long takes are really endearing in this movie, seeing like all the old like kind of bad props really shine through in the 4K makes it endearing, like we talked
Yeah,
about.
it's
Yeah.
fun.
And the long takes make it even better because you're like, okay, you know that they're just dancing and there's one camera on these people.
Yeah, like I mean, as horrible as it was because they had to film their dances like over and over and over again. It was very psychologically torturous often on these old movie musical
sure.
sets.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, damn. Like when I see, like, I think it's changed. I said my favorite was the sisters number because I think it's kind of fun, but I think it's actually your favorite, which is when they dance on the dock.
Yeah.
Strange things happen when you're
You're
dancing or
dancing,
whatever
yeah.
the fucking song is. Yeah, they just do that like all in one, like really long take, and they're just all over the place, tap dancing on boats and shit. It's
And no,
so
it's
much
good
fun.
for sure.
And they do the move. Like he does that move where he like half climbs up the side that they did in West Side Story.
Yeah, like they,
Oh, yeah,
these-
yeah.
they,
Very,
they
like,
showed
classic.
physical attributes of their strength by having them balance their whole bodies by like hanging their arm.
And
up.
when
Yeah.
they did
Yeah.
the like they like hung on to it and they like slid down. You know what I'm talking about? That was fun.
Got something in my teeth. Sorry,
Yeah. Nice.
bothering me so much. I think it's lettuce.
Lettuce.
I had a taco earlier.
Nice.
I think that going back slightly to the gay thing, I think that the
Tell me she doesn't believe this.
no.
Why
This
did
is
you
like,
say
I don't
this?
You
believe
see
it,
what
but I
you
got
guys were like,
ideas.
Logan, you really
No.
shot her down. I'm like, because she actually believes it.
not about the gay thing specifically, but why I feel this way. Like why I in my head my movie if my version of this movie is gay. And the reason is I'm so bored in the times that
Fair enough. You just start
between the
making shit up.
songs, I just start to
Yeah, no, you write your own canon.
read into stuff. I've seen it so many times.
Such a blank canvas between those songs. It's like
Right,
whatever.
it really doesn't matter what's happening. Like, literally, it does not matter what's happening in between the songs because the plot of this movie is just nothing.
But that's why I find it very comforting. I also I do want to say the first time I ever saw this, it was like in a really old historic theater. And it was just like very much the vibe, and the theater was beautiful. And there was like all kinds of like sculptures and balconies and shit. And it was like very much a moment for me. So that's my other thing that I love it for. Cause like I had that experience. It was with Bridget.
It was with me.
Yes.
That was really fun. And that theater was beautiful.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
it
I think
does-
you kind of project
yeah,
your own
it,
things
like-
onto it.
And
Yeah.
like the setting can definitely affect how people view it, especially if it's like something you associate with like getting ready for Christmas. I completely get loving it, but also it's highly problematic.
I want to make a
problematic
statement on
times.
the Christmas end of it. This movie really doesn't feel like a Christmas movie, even though it has
It
Christmas
more
in it.
feels like a holiday movie, like a very
yeah.
generic.
I'm pretty strong
which I
on this.
kinda
Like,
like.
there's like isn't a lot of Christmas isms.
And they say like
in the movie.
Yuletide instead of like Christmas.
Yeah. I never even
think
thought
that's
about
also
that.
kind of like the old timiness of it.
Yeah.
Like to call it that.
But even
But it's
then,
also
like-
like more PC nowadays.
You
like,
look at
to
other
show
Christmas
that.
movies and they'll really beat you to death with like the spirit of Christmas kind of shit. That's not this movie. It's almost like a coincidence that this is happening on Christmas.
I kind of like it
Right.
for that reason.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I think a lot of people are gonna expect like yo ho ho in about it. You know, like
I
they
was-
don't know anything about it. They're
Yeah.
gonna be like, oh my god, they're gonna be dancing around in red onesies the whole time.
No.
There's gonna be stockings. That's not this movie
It's
at
like
all.
it's like a
No.
slice of life, but there's a
It happens
Christmas
to be on
happening.
Christmas, Yeah.
It's like an unbelievably bad, but somehow like amazing slice of life. Like
But when they
that
get
pie
their,
slice is so confusing.
but for some reason when they get their white Christmas, you're like, wow, okay. It's
Yeah.
like it's like you've been waiting for the Christmas the whole time.
I think
when you
that
get it, you're
song
like,
transcends this movie 100%. Like
Absolutely.
that song's so much
Absolutely.
better than this movie could be.
and it's like really the only song about Christmas in the movie. Actually,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It literally is.
There's snow,
really
but
is.
that's not really about Christmas.
It's
That's
about
about
snow.
snow.
Yeah.
So
They're
yeah,
like global warming's bad. No, it's not
You know,
like
it's
that.
kind of nice though
That's
that they don't
Madison's
like
movie.
I was
overdo
gonna say
it.
it's Madison's song.
and then the weird sister song, which Franny
Oh
loves.
my god, that sister song is like they're trying to start a threesome.
I
That's
hate
all that song is for. That's all that song is for. They're like, I pity the man that gets between me and my sister, and like,
Like, oh, don't get between
Yeah,
us in
like,
the
don't get
bedroom.
between us.
No, I don't like that at all.
it's weird. It's weird
Yeah,
vibes.
it's icky. I don't
And
like
then
it.
when the guys like turn around and flip it on them and like do that dance and like do their number,
As I said when we were watching, they didn't have to make it as slutty as they did.
they really
like,
went
why
for
they like
it.
roll
They
their like
really
little
went
pants
for it.
up and like put on the jewelry?
That was their moment, and they knew that shit so fast too. Like they had the moves down; they were fucking ready.
I feel like they could have performed one of their own songs and it would still have been a
Right?
good distraction. Like, no.
that would have been a great distraction. Be
Y'all
like,
made a
guys,
choice.
guess who's here today?
It's
fucking-
Wallace and what's his face?
Yeah, Davis.
Yeah.
Davis.
I got to pre-download so many sound bites because I didn't get to it fast enough. I had a
Damn.
good soundbite plan. You guys were talking about the whole like I'll just bring it back to where it was, the three-way with the sisters thing, and I was just gonna have that guy yell "Stop!" But you guys were so quick on moving on from that. I think it's because it made everyone.
Well, yeah,
uncomfortable.
nobody wants to talk
Yeah.
about it, but like it's
Like, it
definitely
needs-
there.
it
It's
needs
really
to be
not.
mentioned.
Here's the thing: you were drawing as much.
No, it is there.
it's the
guys.
same
No,
with her
it's
thing with them
not.
being gay. It's not there.
It's there. It's fucking there.
The joke
Madison.
is no.
Here.
The
I'd
joke
say
is
even
like-
yours is even less there.
I think like the lyrics are so like obviously it's not like the intent, but like the lyrics are
They
like
weren't trying to make him like
blatant.
sexy.
If-
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh, yeah, I mean, they
They're
were
like,
like
these girls fuck. That's what they were
But
trying
no,
to say.
I think the implication is that they fuck each other or with
No,
each other.
but
at the
like-
same
I don't
time.
know. You know, now
They
that we're
want-
talking about
it's
it
a
more
little
and more.
flirty. It's supposed to be like, oh, maybe.
What it sounds more like is one is promiscuous and the other
Yeah.
one's like, we're being naughty, but we're not going to do that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also the aspect of
Like,
like
the implications are not real, but they're there.
the whole thing of like God help the sister who comes between me and my man. Like I feel like it's just like a little saucy, like
Yeah.
you know. I don't think that they're necessarily implying a threesome, but
Like, not like
But like
God.
they're kind of like they
help
might fight
them.
over you, like
Dear
that
Lord,
kind of
these
thing.
people need help. Like, not
Right.
that kind of help.
It's It's weird. People wouldn't like it today as much as they did back then.
I think that everything in this movie could pretty much most of it should not be reproduced.
dated as hell.
I agree.
But we were
Please
talking
don't
about
ever make
making a
this movie
2020
again.
Don't do
or
it.
2021 version.
We should.
Oh, you guys want to cast that now?
Unless anybody else has anything they want to say before we cast it.
I just think that the things we want to say about it basically boil it down to, if you want to watch like a great showcase of talent and history, I think that this movie can appeal to you. But if you're looking for like a heartwarming story of some kind, or
It's not much of a story. It's a time capsule.
or
is a
even
really
even
good-
like a coherent story, I don't really think you're gonna
And it's a
fully
ballet
get
in
it.
itself. Like, they just tap dance all around and it's
Yeah,
fun.
no, like the musical that they're putting on is like it's like in High School Musical where you're like, what the fuck is this about?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like not about anything.
It's just like a jump and like any plot point is just to get to the next song.
yeah.
It's
And
a
the songs
it's a
aren't even
musicale.
The songs aren't even related. We just like go there and it's great.
And like
And you don't get told why they're happening. They just happen.
Yep.
but also
like-
they're all performances at the same
Yeah.
time. There's like none of them that are like it's a very realistic musical in that like in not in that but like in the reasons that they're singing is because they're performing.
Yeah, they're not just like
They're not
walking
just
down
like
the street.
singing as in like for
Yeah.
no reason.
No, they do sometimes.
When?
They
The
definitely
dance scene.
they do sing to each other, and plenty of scenes where they're just like
And
talking
then
to
like
each other.
in
basically.
snow, and then when they have their little thing where
Oh,
he's
shit,
talking
you're
about
right.
buttermilk
Never mind.
and
I
liverwurst and shit.
I retract that.
If anything,
Yeah,
there's a lot of sing talking. There's a little bit too much sing talking in this movie because it kind of makes it like, why do we even have this obstacle of like building a show then if you're just gonna sing to me anyway? Like,
right.
why not just make it we're gonna perform once and just have the whole thing be a musical in
But
general?
honestly, though, I'm glad that
But it makes it, it stands out a little differently. But I feel like at that point, take out the singing in like, I don't want the singing conversations and the big showcase scenes.
Yeah.
I want it to be really short, precise, have a decent story, and then have these like showcase moments in between. Because that's basically
Yeah.
what you're doing, because no one cares about this plot.
I think that this is like the perfect movie for like if you're at like your like if you're like me, you're at your parents' house and you're like doing Christmas shit.
Yeah.
And you just like need something to be on in the background to like set your holiday mood that you don't have to watch super carefully. This is really good because it's like whatever, they're talking, they're miscommunicating important details, whatever. And it's like, oh, but wait, they're gonna sing that sister song, so let's listen to that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I-
like a
I
good
argue
background
that-
movie. I find it comforting.
I think it's a good background movie, but I don't even think you really need it necessarily on Christmas. I feel like the power of Christmas that it provides is like 10%.
Yeah.
And like you
Right.
can play it on Christmas, but you can pretty much watch this whatever time of the year. It's not really like, it's not like cemented in the culture of Christmas or anything. Like it really,
Yeah.
it just happens to be about it. What I'd love to do is give somebody all the songs in this movie. Don't tell them anything about the movie and have them write a film to connect these songs.
Yeah.
I love
Because I feel
Yes.
like you would have a more coherent story at this
That's
point.
how musicals should be built.
That's how they usually are.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
how most musicals kind of tend
This
to
one does
operate.
not feel like.
That the songs are actually relevant to the things
Yeah.
happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
you know?
This one's
Yeah, like
not at
Rent.
all.
They're not singing about Rent when there's no involvement of Rent in the story. I mean, there's definitely
Yeah.
Rent talked about right
Even-
after it's sung about. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
it's right it's around the same time.
Even like
Right.
even like High School Musical, at least when they're doing the musical songs, they kind of relate to things that are happening in Troy and Gabriella's own personal
Sometimes,
story.
but the thing is, they get a pass because they're actually playing into like this showcase idea, but it comes off real. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they're the issue that they have is very similar to White Christmas, except I actually think the story of High School Musical might be a little bit more digestible.
well, and
Which
it's
is
like,
really horrible to say
Oh
because
my
obviously
God.
White Christmas is like a classic.
But it's more
But if you're talking
coherent.
about the story,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I think High School Musical takes it on this.
it's more of a story.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And like for that, it becomes a little bit more livable unless you're unfamiliar with the performances in White Christmas, in which case you have an experience like Franny had.
Yeah, that
But
was
once-
really fun. I thought I would hate
But
it.
once that mysticism's gone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
eventually it just turns into, why am I not just looking up the YouTube clips for these songs instead of watching this
Yeah.
whole boring ass movie?
I still love it. I can't help it.
It's got an aesthetic to it too.
I go
It
for
sure
that. I go
does.
for that sort of thing though, like the aesthetics of it. And
I do
and
too.
again, I love like the whole old Hollywood thing. Like I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with it, so I really enjoy it. For
This
me.
movie's made for you.
Absolutely.
All right, who would we cast? We would cast people today.
Okay, so since we just saw West Side Story, we gotta have my boy Ansel Elgort.
Yes.
We're just gonna toss him right in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really want him to be Bing Crosby necessarily. He kind of feels like, well, no, I want him to be Bing, and then
Right?
Wow.
I want somebody like kind of funny for the other guy. Like,
Just
I
get
think
Riff.
I think I would like.
Oh my god, I was
I would
just thinking
approve-
that.
Yeah, just get
No,
Riff.
seriously, I was just thinking that. I couldn't remember
That'd be
his fucking
perfect.
name though. I was
That's
trying to
funny.
remember it.
I think if you were trying to make old school Hollywood though, like I feel like you just need to have two prominent people there. Like I get that Riff guy is amazing, but he's kind of a newcomer.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
why I'm
You
like,
need
not
you
really
need
with
somebody
him.
like really strong. Like I hate to say it, but like Ryan Murphy's wet dream would be like a Darren Criss in the Bing Crosby.
I
Oh
was
role.
my
thinking
God,
Darren
yeah.
Criss, but I was like, I don't like him enough to put him like.
But
in my-
that's who would that's people would cast. I'm not saying that's my casting.
Yeah.
Right.
I think my casting is gonna look really weird. Like for instance, I'm not sure if I'm gonna make everybody so fucking white in this.
I
no,
love that.
like, I don't think that's.
But it's a
necessary.
white Christmas.
Oh my
If
god,
it ain't white, it
Franny.
ain't right.
Oh my god.
That's exactly the
Jesus.
vibe of this
God.
movie.
That really is with the fucking. I learned what the minstrel show even
Oh,
was.
God.
Disgusting. We don't need to.
That's
get into
exactly
that.
why I think I would have to really diversify. What I would do is I'd do what I was talking about. Take the songs minus the minstrel song. Take the songs from the movie and just write a complete new story about it.
Yeah.
And then still have four main characters to recast in their own roles, but like really do something different. And maybe not have all of them be white former military performers. Like maybe
No, yeah.
the military thing could be an aspect of the male characters, but not be an aspect of the entire fucking show. You know?
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. I do want to say this. I
Like
think,
two men from the military come back and they start their fucking performing. You know
Yeah,
what I
hell
mean?
yeah.
Like they were in the trenches together. They're fucking boys. Nobody's higher than the other. No one's already famous. They come into this together. They find fame through like, you know, whatever means, but they're like incredibly talented.
But I will say, like, I'm okay with it, like, even keeping original story elements. Like, I'm fine with us going to
Some
Vermont.
of it's Vermont's fine, but I think some of the military stuff's
Yeah.
a little harsh.
Yeah.
Is this
And
military
Also,
propaganda?
It is.
Yes,
the
absolutely.
entirety of their like forced breakup, you know, like I want that out of the script because it's bad.
It is
Like
terrible.
all of a sudden she's mad
Yes.
and leaves because of something that isn't true. It's flimsy and bad.
Okay, here's another casting choice.
I think I would have John Boyega, by the way.
That's a good pick. I like him.
John Boyega is a great singer. I think he could play like the friend part. He's like you have to get out and like do things.
Yeah.
As for the Bing part, that's tough. There's a lot of good people. I could totally see Ansel doing that though.
I think
and I feel like
him,
those two
right?
would be really amazing together.
Yeah, I feel like they
He'd-
could have some fun.
It'd be nice to look at him again.
I love that.
Or maybe like Donald Glover.
That I was like, that would
yes. I like
I
that.
think he'd be really
be fun. I'm
good.
just like trying to think of like who's got that like old Hollywood look. That's like what's important. That's an important thing to me.
Ansel's got it.
Yeah, he does. He does have that old Hollywood look for sure.
He does have it for sure. Okay, so like here's my thought, and this is I feel like this works on a couple levels here. So the general character, I want George Clooney to be there.
George
Because
Clooney.
we're coming full circle, dude. Like his mom's in
Yes.
I feel like you should get somebody who can really sing though and actually have the general do something for once in the remake. Like, you know what I
No.
mean? I feel like he could sing.
it. Okay,
Being
who's
that's
a
a musical.
good?
I would do like a Hugh Jackman maybe.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that would
that's
be
a good
pick.
one.
Or if you wanted to have him be a bad singer but sound militant, just get old fucking Russell Crowe
Russell
back,
Crowe.
baby.
Russell Crowe.
Jesus.
God.
Imagine a retired Russell
Pop
Crowe
him in
like
here.
I was in it for too long, you know, big beard and everything, and at the end he sings some sort of like military tap dance. It'd be amazing.
Yes, I love it. Okay, who else?
Mm.
I'm trying to think about who could be like good for the girls, for
Um,
the gals.
I don't know. It's like who's super relevant in music right now. I would not be okay with Olivia Rodrigo though. Let's just go ahead and write that off right now.
Well, you would think it would need to be somebody like very musically relevant.
I think in order to hold that role,
Okay,
fuck yeah.
so
Unless Emma Stone's willing to do another thing.
I don't want Emma Stone.
Exactly, and that's my point. I think
Okay,
everybody's heard
Taylor
enough.
Swift?
Taylor Swift.
That would be fucking-
absolutely not. Nobody needs that.
I can't think of a worse option than Taylor Swift.
I don't know. Like she's not like she's got the
Like the
look, but not the
look.
vibe.
She also, like,
Yeah.
no offense to her talent, like she's incredibly talented, but she could not keep up with
No.
that footwork whatsoever. Like you need
No.
a really talented person to do that.
They like
Zendaya
hardcore
would be really
tap
good.
dance.
I was like thinking,
Zendaya.
yeah, like Zendaya could be a good pick. I'm trying to think who else. I had somebody just in my mind,
Like-
and I can't think of it now.
Obviously, the chick who played Maria in just this West Side Story
Yeah.
movie was incredible.
Yeah, she was really good.
I like the idea of Zendaya though. That's a good cast.
I don't know how much of a dancer she is, and probably honestly not much. But remember when Billie Eilish did that old Hollywood photo shoot?
Yeah.
I would be obsessed with her in
I
like
feel.
that
I
moment.
wonder if she could act for real. 'Cause-
I think she could.
But she's so genuine, like in the sense of who she is. Like she doesn't care if she annoys people or just comes off obnoxious. She's just like herself, candidly. And sometimes those people are not actors. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And I haven't seen any evidence that she can act because her music videos require nothing of her.
Yeah, that's true.
She just has to look thug in a couple of places, have a nosebleed, and ride a little boy bicycle. So
Right.
it's not exactly acting. That sounded a lot harsher than I meant it. She could probably. I mean,
Ouch.
maybe she can act, but I'm telling you, I have nothing to.
I mean,
Tell
I would
me
not
that
know.
now.
I would have no
She
way.
did a
of
great
Yeah.
Bond song.
She did.
It's really good. No Time to Die. is
Anybody
really
else
great.
have fan casting?
knowing.
I'm still trying to think about it. I mean, I think yeah, I think I would go with like Donald Glover as like the friend, and then like Bing Crosby might be like Ansel, or even the dude from Kingsman. You remember the Kingsman kid?
Taron Egerton.
Yeah.
Taron Egerton would be
I
really
mean, he
good.
sings because he was Elton John,
And
so
he's
that could be
he's
good.
an incredible dancer too. And I
Yeah.
feel like he has that short stature thing that Bing kind of brought, where he's like,
Yeah, he's not a big guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
if he just like brings that to it, or even him and Ansel would be cool, because I know that they've acted together and they're both kind of similar. If you wanted to like keep that similarity
I
thing,
could see.
but Donald Glover would be more interesting.
I could see
I
like a Tom
agree.
Holland. I could see Tom Holland in there.
Maybe
he can dance. He
he's-
can sing.
I think his issue is that he doesn't give off that like Taron can kind of pull off the I'm not a pretty boy thing, even though he is. I think Tom Holland is literally like too pretty.
Yeah.
Like, everything
Yeah.
he's in, he just looks like a little soy boy, no matter what it is. He's been in some harsh shit. The Devil All the Time is a really hard movie to watch, but he still looks like Spider-Man in it.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just
Poor guy. Can't help it.
Yeah.
Just got a
Got that
baby
face.
face.
He's got that little button nose, you know?
Cute.
So yeah, I would say he wouldn't work. Yeah, like I think like Taron Egerton and like Donald Glover would be good. And then as for the ladies, that's a hard one.
It is hard.
Yeah, that's tough. That's really tough.
That's way harder.
I mean, you know, Lady Gaga could probably pull off like one of them, but I just don't know if I'd want her to.
I don't know. I like have such. This is off topic a little, but like I'm not that big into Lady Gaga as an actor. I'm really not. Like I really want to see House of Gucci, and maybe it'll make me change my mind. But like A Star Is Born, I could not give a shit less. Like I really don't care.
I want to see it so bad. I still haven't.
I haven't
Literally
either.
on our shelf.
I have not
Oh my
seen it because I
God.
literally don't care to. I just like I'm not interested. And like we tried to watch her season of American Horror Story, and I was like, I don't care about
Yeah.
this. I just don't
She-
care for her as an actor.
if she's
I
a
just
boring
am not.
bitch, she's a boring bitch.
don't know.
We could get Supergirl to do it. What's her name?
oh fuck, what is her name?
It's like Melissa or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Melissa
Melissa
Ben
McCartney?
Hoist. Ben Hoist.
Melissa
Ben Hoist.
McCarthy.
Melissa Benoist. Yeah, that's right.
Ben Hoist. Yeah.
She would be good. I think that she's a great singer.
Yeah.
And a great dancer. And she was before she was even an actress. So she definitely can carry that. And then I don't know, as for like the other girl, I think that it would have to be like a newcomer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I think that like I think Melissa would pull off like the Bing opposite really strongly. I can't remember her name. Whatever her name is. The one who like is mad about nothing.
Yeah.
I think she would pull that off very well. But as for like the girl with the yellow dress, can't remember her name either right now.
Yeah. You want her to kind of be somebody.
I want her to be totally new, somebody who's like incredibly interesting looking, because I think that was one of the draws, is that not a lot of people looked like her.
Yeah. She's got a very interesting face.
And I feel like you still need that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
Taylor Joy.
I was gonna say Anya Taylor-Joy is
Oh,
like
I was thinking
an
about her
obvious
too.
choice.
yeah.
that's too obvious.
It's almost too much.
It's too obvious.
Or like Florence Pugh, like you said, like that's a good choice, but
Too obvious.
Too obvious. You can't do it.
The one girl
I
from
think
the,
that role is so it's gonna have such a large grab to it that it's gonna hire up anybody who gets. It's like
Yeah.
the Maria role for West Side. Like it's really hard to fill, but whoever fills it was gonna be uber popular.
Right.
I think with this role, it'd be the same. And you shouldn't give it to somebody who's already had the chance, because you can get so much more out of somebody totally new.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Get a fresh face.
Yeah, just totally fresh take entirely.
Yeah.
You know, have people fall in love with them for the first time.
But I still think George Clooney should be there. I think that's a good. I think that's a good idea.
I don't think George Clooney's
It's a nice
good.
anchoring moment.
think
I
George,
like it.
George Clooney would just be a little stiff
I like
for
it.
it.
Just a little stiff guy in the back.
He could do it. he can sing a little too.
He's okay.
Yeah.
I just would
I
want
saw
somebody.
Oh Brother Where Art Thou. He does some singing.
He's okay. I would want somebody who's like really talented to like also sing as well.
Yeah, I guess that's
For
true.
some reason, like all the boomer songs and the newest musicals are the most popular part. You look at In the Heights, West Side Story, all those performances from like the older performers are what's totally driving up popularity because it's like, oh wow, they're from back then. I'd want somebody who's super talented
Yeah,
from of the period to come back and do something like that.
That's smart.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know who it would be. Maybe like Dick Van Dyke or something would be interesting. People wouldn't expect
He's
that.
very old.
I know, but the part doesn't require that much.
I don't know.
I mean-
I think asking much of him, anything of him, is a lot.
I mean, it depends. I know
no.
I couldn't exactly ask Jack Nicholson either, but I'm just saying somebody who's actually of the period would be good. And there are still people like that totally,
who do? Yeah,
just not even who do it, but who are actively working right now.
Right. Absolutely.
You could find somebody else better than George Clooney.
fair enough. I still like it though.
You like the aesthetic of a George Clooney being old in a military uniform.
Yeah, I like. He's a silver fox, and I like the full circleness of it because like.
At least do somebody who's got like more of a performance edge. You could do like Steve Carell. He's got the gray hair thing now.
Steve Carell.
That'd be awesome.
I would rather kill myself than
What?
watch Steve Carell do this movie.
Why do you not like Steve? You know what? Let's just move on to the next movie.
Can he sing? Have you ever heard him sing?
I didn't say whether he could sing or not. I'm saying maybe he has a bit of a performance edge. He can probably perform about as well as George Clooney can.
I don't want that at all. No, I don't.
He'd at least have the energy. I feel like George Clooney would be like, I'm above this.
You kind of need the stoicism, though. I feel like Steve
Maybe a
Carell
little.
would be too like gung ho for it.
He's not. I mean,
He'd
dude.
be too excited, chomping at the bit. Always with him.
Did you see Fox Hunter though?
I think I want to say yeah, or at least I
If
watched the documentary.
He can be very stoic. We'll put it that way. That was a terrifying version of Steve Carell. That dude can fucking act, man. Don't underestimate him. He's amazing. He's a great actor.
Yeah, I mean he's not a bad actor or anything. I just like I don't like him for it. He's just like he's too normal looking.
She needs him to be
I need
handsome.
aesthetic. I need
she wants them all to be old like classic Hollywood.
Exactly. Like I like.
Why
if, like-
remake it then?
No, but like you can like there's still ways to be like that like strikingly old Hollywood beautiful that are more diverse than just like a bunch of white people. Like I think that there are plenty of people that we were talking about that fit that description. Like
Yeah.
who was the first guy you said? John Boyega. Like he's very like he's beautiful. He's got
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
got a good face on him.
Yeah, or Donald Glover.
Yeah, yeah,
Same
yeah,
with him,
too.
too.
Yeah, in a different way, but like also in the same way.
He's still got it.
He's still
you
got
know.
that thing, you know.
Yeah.
I think I remember it was I can't remember what it was. A director. I think it might have been like Spike Lee actually, but somebody said that he reminded him like a younger who's the dude who plays War Machine in Avengers? I can't remember his name right now.
Oh, God,
I know, right? It's right on the Hotel Rwanda. What is the name?
what's
He's literally one of the best actors alive, and I can't remember his name right now.
It's driving me crazy. I also like I don't want to say the wrong thing either because like
Oh yeah, I know. I'm almost setting you up for another cancel
I know
moment.
like I don't
Hold
want
on.
to I don't want to do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Someone else say what they thought about the movie real fast.
Oh wait, okay. I have an alternative general casting.
Okay.
I feel like who was I gonna?
Don Cheadle, baby.
I wanted to say Don Cheadle really bad, but I was afraid of being wrong, so I couldn't.
He
say
does
it.
kind of have Don Cheadle energy a little bit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
got like that. Yeah, I'm really scrawny, but like, dude,
yeah.
you want a piece of this?
I
I'm
can't
Don
remember.
Cheadle.
I can't remember who I was gonna say now. Oh well, it's gone. That's fine.
I think it. Are we ready to rate the movie?
You didn't say one person
Oh,
you
wait.
wanted in any role. I want at least one. Not one
Channing
person.
Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
Oh
I
my
think I was gonna say Idris
God.
Elba in the general role. That's who I was gonna say. He's like older now.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
I think he's got a very.
What about
like,
you, Bridget? Do you have
you
a
know?
fan cast?
Sure.
I was definitely gonna say Anya.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
But then
definitely
you
in
took
mine
it from
too.
me. Well, you didn't actually take it from me because I didn't say it.
That's what
but-
the algorithm would tell you too.
Right. They'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, she's got
They'd be
like,
like,
a
get
negative
Matt
over
Smith
face.
back too. We'll have him be one of the people. That's what the
Matt
algorithm
Smith,
would do.
I would rather die
I
Oh
know.
my god.
than see Matt Smith do anything.
Wait, really?
What
You
does
don't
he
like Matt
do
Smith?
anymore?
I don't know.
He
I
was
just
in Last
associate
Night
him
in
so
Soho.
hard with Doctor Who
Who?
that it's
He did
like
Last Night
really
in Soho.
intense.
Matt
He was
Smith?
good.
You liked him in it?
He was
Really?
good. Great
Yeah.
in it. Yeah. Great in
Okay.
it.
All right.
I mean, exactly what you want him to be in it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
That's impressive.
I mean,
Not
I
that-
believe it. I don't think he's a bad actor or anything. I just like.
He kind of has this iconic role now. It's hard to
Right.
shake. Bob it, twist it, flip it, and turn it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, shake it, flip it, Bob. That's totally what I was saying before. Anyway, Franny.
What do
Who
I
would-
rate this movie?
Sure, why not? We'll just move to that.
Well, or my fan casting?
I just wanted to know one that you really
Yeah,
felt
Channing
strong-
Tatum.
That's the one you really
No,
feel
I
strongly
really feel
about?
strongly about Ansel Elgort.
Okay, Ansel, I'll give you that.
Okay. I like him.
I think that's a good one. He would
like
make a good.
I
make
agree.
a good Bing.
Or the other guy. I think he could do either.
Does
honestly.
anybody
No,
else
I
have
like
any
him
that
as the
like they're
main guy.
specifically thinking of, or is that just where we're at with that?
I think that's where we're at with that.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't.
Yes.
I don't feel like I know enough musical actors to. Let's just put
I'm
Zac,
just shocked.
Zac Efron
Yeah, I'm
in
just
it.
shocked. Nobody just suggested the four that were in High School Musical. That's the suggestion I was waiting
I was
for.
thinking-
That would be so funny.
I was thinking about that earlier, and I was like, no, I need to be serious. I need
Oh,
to find
no.
you
something
never
better.
need to be serious up in here.
Just have like the general character played by Corbin Blue.
No, I was thinking like
Nah, Mrs.
That's
Darbus.
so fucking funny, actually.
What if we did a High School
Would they
Musical?
do the
White
minstrel
Christmas?
show with just the black characters from High School
Oh
Musical?
no, don't
Because that'd
say
be
that.
all three of them, I
Okay,
think.
I feel like shit.
In
I
an
just
entire
remembered
high
there's
something.
like
school?
two of them.
No, there's three.
Okay,
Oh.
I feel like here's
Three
a
of them.
concept.
Oh yeah, there is.
There's three.
Is a High School Musical remake that's also a White Christmas remake.
Perfect. I mean, the
Oh
Wait,
my
no,
God.
the story. Okay, the story of High School Musical, but the production they're putting on is White Christmas.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that would be good. All right, Olivia Rodrigo, let's get in touch with your people.
I was
That's
gonna say the beginning of High School Musical is kind of like White Christmas. They're at a
We
ski
have
lodge on Christmas.
It's actually New Year's,
Oh well,
Get
that
the
time of
funk
year
together.
it's like
Yeah, it is.
snowing and
not in Albuquerque.
they're at a lodge thingy. They're not
For
in
New Year's
Albuquerque.
Eve. What's the reason
For
they're
New
there
Year's
for this? Are you just going to change
Yeah.
it to Christmas?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I guess.
this could be.
On Christmas, teenagers all hang out in a club by themselves without their families. I forgot about that.
Right. All of them.
I like it.
It's actually
Are we gonna rate it?
We probably should.
ooh. So an actual rating, like a 5 out of 10. But like
What? Really?
No, but like for the racism and like terribleness, but like nostalgia rating.
Nostalgia gave it
is-
5 points.
Oh my
No.
god.
Everything else was racist.
I'm just gonna rate it from my heart, like what I like about this movie. or not.
Don't
Like,
tell Bridget how to rate the
I'm
movie.
just shocked.
She can
talks-
rate it however the fuck she
talks
wants.
so highly of this movie.
No,
and
but I
like,
mean, like-
I was like, I'm not gonna like it. She's like, oh, give it a chance. Like she was talking about it. Like she really liked it. Now she's like a 5.
No, like how this movie does depiction and like the things that they sing about.
How
like
this movie is about being a movie.
right.
Yeah.
Like I would give it like real rating, I would give it 5 out of 10. But like with my nostalgia added, that's like a 9 out of 10. I just was getting to it.
Yay.
Bridget gave the rating she wanted, as it should be. Anyway. Franny, so judgy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
hello?
it. That's all. That's all that I have.
I thought you were gonna say yours next, so I
Oh.
wouldn't want to like take it from you.
Oh, you're good. I would say I give this movie like a 7. I liked it a lot more than I thought I did. I didn't think I would like this movie at all. I think it helped that we just saw West Side Story. I was very open to a musical.
Fair enough. I feel like for me, for me, like I give it like an 8 out of 10, but I want to be clear, I do not condone the racism.
Yeah.
Like and I also recognize the flaws, but I also find many of those flaws endearing.
Yeah,
I think
it's a
I think
time
it's-
capsule.
I think it's cute and funny how it has like no story, how they just like all of this is like pure miscommunication. Like
Yeah.
that's the key plot device. I think that's like funny and cute.
It's the telephone game, the movie.
Correct.
That's what it should have been called.
Yeah, and I just think it's fun. It just amuses me.
For me, it's like as a whole, like a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's like something you need to see though, especially if you're like a big like old Hollywood like lover or like a movie enthusiast. I think it's obviously really relevant to the culture of it. But there's a lot of things that you should really disregard in this movie. Basically, it's depiction of every living person.
If you like are a person, if you're a person who likes like classic movie musicals, like this is a really good one because it's a very.
It's
fun
like
to
if
watch.
you have to watch this and like Singing in the Rain and like 2 other movies and you're good. The Music Man, if you're into rap,
Yeah.
invented rap.
Wow.
They were the first. It was the first thing to rap.
Ever.
Yeah, and they talked about
Damn.
Gary, Indiana too. So a little bit of fortune telling
crazy.
as well.
They did that. They did talk about that.
They became one of the best rap culture places in the world. Anyway, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we think of
We'll
White
be
Christmas.
right back with
Right.
Black Christmas.
Bada bing, bada boom.
And we're back.
A.
We never
Hi.
did Home Alone 2 with your sister. Just realized that.
Wow.
Wow.
Damn.
Home Alone 2 is somehow worse.
It.
than
Yeah.
The first Home Alone.
Is that the one that Trump is in?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's in there.
Isn't that a Christmas
Yeah.
movie?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
Wow.
Home Alone again. Yeah. So
The new one came out with that kid
He
from
gets lost in
Jojo
New York.
Rabbit.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't even know that.
Apparently, it was terrible.
I have not
Yeah, I
seen
feel
it.
like nobody heard about it. It must have been
It's on
bad.
Disney Plus,
Oh God.
I mean,
a service that we no longer even pay for.
yeah.
oh damn.
Yeah, it's just like.
It's just like why?
I mean, I get we're going to have.
We're
to.
gonna do it again. We're gonna re-up. We just didn't right away.
I mean, we never did pay for it in the first place.
Right.
so-
Yeah.
Literally, I think we pay for one streaming service because we're goblins. we
Absolutely.
just steal other people's. we only
smart.
pay for HBO Max.
That's
There
it.
you
That's
go.
the one.
But HBO Max is the.
It's
bomb.
amazing, and
It's
I would
amazing.
like if I had to pick one streaming service to continue to pay for, I would probably pick that.
Yeah.
Netflix
Yeah.
would have would be a consideration, but honestly, I'd pick HBO at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Mm-hmm.
You can always find somebody's Netflix too.
Yeah,
There's always somebody who has
Yeah.
Netflix.
Right.
as evidenced by the fact that we are goblins and pay for no streaming services, even though we have them like all.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have like Paramount Plus?
No.
No, I don't.
We
have
need to
that.
find a friend who will do that.
for what?
Because there's tons of movies that
SpongeBob?
go on there. SpongeBob,
Oh, that's true.
tons of new movies.
The new iCarly,
Clifford.
Oh shit.
Clifford.
There you go. All the Mission Impossible movies. I think there's tons of stuff on there.
Fair enough.
Paramount Plus. Try the coupon
Not
code.
sponsored.
Crosscuts. No, I'm just kidding. It's not real.
Unfortunately,
I
I wish.
fucking wish, dude.
We should just say it and then
right after Mass was like, who the fuck needs that?
no, we should like pretend that they're sponsoring us until it gets to the point where they have to.
they have, or they have to objectively be like, guys, like put out like a public statement like,
Yeah, we
shut
are not
up, you fucking irrelevant losers.
And then even that'll
We
bring
would
us-
never let you promote SpongeBob.
They just get like so many emails that their coupon code isn't working.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, everybody go to
You know
Paramount
what?
Plus's
You know what? We at least
website.
have like 80 people who would do that.
Go to
the
Paramount
meme.
Plus's website,
That's
put in your
so
coupon
funny.
code Crosscut Cinema, and then email them.
It'd always be smaller, so Crosscut Pod.
Okay,
It's never that long. It's gotta be Crosscut Pod, 9 letters.
Okay, put in Crosscut
Way more than 9
Pod.
letters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then put it in, and then when it doesn't work, you have to send an angry email to the Paramount Plus people and like
Yes.
make it an issue where that they have to address it.
Please.
Yes.
Correct.
3CP.
3CP. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Thank you to whoever.
Even though a lot of people say it sounds like PCP.
Oh my god.
I love that.
That's
all
hilarious.
they say.
All the more reason.
That's our After Dark podcast. It's just
A PC
no, you call it Angel Dust.
PCP with 3CP.
Yes.
Yeah.
we just do PCP.
Yeah. Madison's always looking for a reason to just rank that up. Like, guys, let's find a way for us to need to do heroin for some reason.
Oh my god, me and Bridget were literally having a conversation.
I wasn't
the
gonna
other
bring it up.
night.
I didn't know if you wanted me to.
I just I wish that there was a way that I could safely try every drug because I'm very
Brandy and I
curious.
said we're gonna do it when we're like 80.
I think I would like to do that as well. Like I was
Well, you can join.
And Bridget was like, it would be cool if they made like a virtual reality experience where you can know.
Yeah,
and I'm
but
like,
I mean, like, in
no,
the
but like
future.
I will
But-
never know how meth feels until I
Yeah.
do meth.
It just don't.
It's just not the same.
Yeah.
But like, aren't you curious like what it
No.
would be like?
No.
It's
You just
same.
said
That's
you were
also
gonna
what
do
I
it when
said.
you're like 80.
No, exactly. But that's just because if we're 80 and we've made it that long, like we've earned
Like
the
that's
trip.
enough, you know?
Like if we die, then it's like good.
Well, yeah, but like,
Sorry,
like-
sorry, I didn't mean it quite that literally. But you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like
but I mean,
I'm
there's like-
80. Fuck it.
But it's
I'm
also like
choosing
you
to go
wouldn't-
out with a splash.
You wouldn't do it if you didn't want to, and you weren't at least a little curious.
no,
about
no,
how
but
it
I'm not
feels.
curious enough to do it any time before then.
No, I
Right.
mean I'm not either. Like,
And I
it's
wouldn't even
not
say I'm
gonna kill
curious to
me.
know what it feels like. I just think at that point at 80, I've done everything else. Let's just do it, baby.
But I want to do like something crazy.
like
Like
meth.
some- Yeah.
No, guys,
when we're, like, 80.
guys, we have to end this conversation. We cannot talk about doing meth for real on the podcast.
Yeah,
Let's just
we
move
should
on.
go
Here's
back.
the thing that I want to say though.
Oh God.
Here we
Is that,
go.
like,
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Right, in Minecraft.
The reason for this is there's got to be something to it, right?
No,
people
no,
do it and
no.
continue to
No,
do it
no,
every day.
people-
And
no.
I'm just curious to know what that something is. Not
Absolutely.
that I want to do it.
I
like,
can tell you right
personally.
now, people who are in such dreadful situations, they get roped into being addicted to meth, need to keep doing meth because being a meth addict without meth is worse than being alive.
Well, no. I mean,
Yeah.
I know, but like it's got to at least feel good like the first time, right? Like that's I'm just
But,
curious.
but to whom? People who are so broken that they're willing to try meth? Like,
There's
that's
more
true.
fun
Right.
drugs in Minecraft to do
that's
than
true.
that.
This got a
Absolutely.
little dark, so I'm okay with moving on.
Yeah.
should have never got here. Black Christmas.
We can go back if we need to.
No,
if we
it's
need
in.
to get rid of
We're
it.
just
there.
going to Black Christmas.
We
Okay.
won't put an ad roll in this.
It's
Merry
dark.
Christmas, guys. No ads in the middle.
Except for the one for Paramount Plus. Put in our promo code.
Yeah, promo code
And then
3C.
email them.
Promo code 3CPPCP.
3CPCP on your
God.
Windows PC.
Perfect. Iconic.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Black Christmas.
Black Christmas.
It feels weird to jump into it now since we've been talking about other stuff. Okay. One of the first of its kind for the slasher genre, definitely 100% inspired Halloween. Not just on the basis that it's a holiday murder, which, by the way, we're also going to do New Year's Evil coming up. Just throwing that out there. Another holiday murder story with a slasher. But
The fact that we didn't do Thanksgiving 2. Or no,
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
3, that's
'cause
why
it-
we skipped, because we're going to do it next year. We skipped.
Oh, clever,
That's
clever.
so clever. I never
like it.
figured that out. Wow.
Big brain. Okay, anyway.
Right here, baby.
Go on.
They'll be looking for 2 as well, because we won't even put the extra part of the title.
That's funny.
We'll just write Thanksgiving 3, and they're like, "Where's 2?
It's like it doesn't
Right.
It doesn't exist, bitch." Anyway, yeah. So it's like one of the first of like it's like serial killer holiday films, but also just one of the first serious slashers. And what's crazy about this movie that I think not a lot of people talk about is it really did a lot of strides as far as like women's rights and kind of the depletion of the male gaze within a film. Because even though there's tons of the male gaze in this movie, these female characters for 1973, I think it was, are not like they are not the way things were generally depicted in the 70s. This was an
Right.
incredibly honest view. You know, they have like the alcoholic, like house mother. They have the girl who is contemplating getting an abortion.
Right.
Like there's tons of serious topics in here that generally like films of the era or even a little bit after this era would be too afraid to tackle.
I agree with that. And I
Yeah.
think it was like, it's such an influential film. And like, honestly, it's like, people don't talk enough about how fucking scary it is.
It's fucking
Holy
scary.
shit, right?
The voice on the phone is legitimately
Ooh,
terrifying.
I think about it and I still get chills. It's the,
the eyeball,
scariest
the
thing.
eyeball, dude.
Yes.
It's the fucking scariest thing. Like, this is my worst nightmare.
Also,
honestly.
like the other thing. Were you gonna say something? Sorry. Oh, okay. I thought you were looking at me like, bitch. The other thing too, like with like the whole feminist kind of messaging of this movie, like all of the women in this movie are very much like empowered about their sexuality and about the decisions that they're making. Like all of them are really like, even in subtle ways, when the first girl who dies, I think her name is Claire, like you're in her bedroom and you see like the way that she expresses herself, and it like makes her father uncomfortable, and it makes other people uncomfortable, and like they're very much shown as being silly for that. And then also like when they are not believed at first by the police, and like when they're not taken seriously, like they're shown as being like kind of stupid for that as well, because they don't take them seriously and they don't take their concerns seriously, but they know what's going on.
And the thing is that this movie's actually pretty full circle for me and Madison, because when we first became friends, we went on our Tom and Chi date. Remember that?
Yeah.
We were talking about horror movies in general, because we were about to go see Parasite, and it's technically listed as a horror movie. So we were talking about horror movies in general, knowing very well that I had seen it. I knew that's not what it was going to be, but it came up. And she mentioned how like she likes horror movies. And he talked about a lot of the negative things with women involved in horror movies. And then I told you about Black Christmas, which you hadn't seen yet.
Yes.
And I remember you were like super hyped to see it. And that was one of the first movie conversations we had really started. And it's kind of crazy talking about it now.
And here we are.
Because I feel like you totally get my perspective on the movie now too. Because you were kind of like, yeah, but at the end of the day, like I'm not trying to throw you out, but you did say this because you hadn't seen the movie. You're like, but at the end of the day, isn't it just a guy like killing a bunch of chicks in a college dorm? And like,
which it is, but it isn't.
But it isn't that.
It's
I mean, that happens, but that's not what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it has so much more than that. This movie is totally iconic, and like some of it's bad acting, but as well as like it's great scenery, and like the way these shots are composed to make everything look so evil around every corner, even when it's mixed with something as cheerful as Christmas.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this movie makes Christmas look evil.
Absolutely.
The glass shard being stabbed.
I love that scene so much.
And it's so cool going back to back with White Christmas, because White Christmas like looks so purposely like magical and mystical and beautiful, and like this they had to put in so much effort to make it not look like that. This time of year.
They had to demonize it. They had to corrupt it with like real, whether it be like the idea of someone being so mentally ill that they would bring harm onto somebody, or whether it be something like the bleak outlooks of a woman in this age dealing with something as serious as not wanting to conceive a child, with a man who's desperate and violent to do so.
Right.
It's really interesting to put that in a Christmas movie, and for it to still feel like this one actually feels more Christmassy, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Than White Christmas, because it has more Christmas in it.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Christmas, like, it's Christmas all the time. Like, you have the tree, you have the carolers play a big part, and then like the party.
And there's so many things that they take, like, like if you think about like witchcraft and shit like that, there's so much of it involving like, foliage and like nature and shit like that. And in this, it's like all the Christmas trees look a little dead, and all the wood of these reefs is like a little bit of dead wood, and it makes it just look that hint a bit more like creepy and like foreign. And I think that adds something so cool to it while still being in that festive Christmas feeling.
Yeah, that's
I agree.
a good point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly.
Everybody was just quiet. I was like, what do you guys think?
I was just digesting.
Just the clapping.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, whoa. Analysis.
I was trying to
love it.
snap like as if I was at a poetry reading.
As if you were in West Side Story.
Logan
That
tried
was
to make
fun.
me think that there wasn't going to be snapping in West Side
I did
Story,
not
but there
say that. I
was.
said there's going to be less, and I was right.
You were right.
But they still
There
did
was much
slap.
But they still
And I
started
thought
with
there was
it.
going to be less dance fighting, and I'd argue that there was just about as much, but it just
Yeah.
wasn't as violent.
Guys, I fear we're gonna just review West Side Story if
You're
we talk
right.
about too
We
much.
gotta-
I
we'll
love
get to
it.
that
Back
later.
on track.
We all had such a good time.
Correct.
Other people's thoughts on Black Christmas. Sorry, I feel like I'm hogging the wheel here.
So I really love the Barb character. She is my favorite. I'm obsessed with Barb. But honestly, like all of the characters feel very like realistic, and they feel very, even when the acting isn't as good. It's like kind of eh.
Even the boyfriend character is kind of demonized and maybe over the top. You still totally buy it. 'Cause
Yeah, he's so realistic.
he plays like I think the thing is I want to feel like that's an unrealistic depiction of a man who doesn't want his girl to get an abortion. Like,
But it really
but in
isn't.
reality, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But in reality, especially given the time, it was incredibly accurate. Especially somebody who's like a stuck-up music prodigy.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were watching it, and I mean, obviously I'd seen it before because we were gonna review it like forever ago.
Last year, but things happened. But we're here now. So
Yeah. But like when he breaks the window into the basement, I'm like, why is that his reaction? But then also like, of course it would be. Of course he would just fucking break her
Right.
fucking windows.
yeah, dude, it's some over obsessive music prodigy boyfriend.
I like
It's fucking talented Mr. Ripley over here breaking into her house.
the other aspect of it. I like a lot too is that I guess you can call him Billy or like the caller or whatever you want to refer to the antagonist is. But like, we don't really get to know what the fuck's going on with that.
We have to.
It's just like one of those things. It's like, wouldn't that be fucked up if that happened? It's like, well, yeah, I guess it would be.
I think what makes
But
it
it's
so
like,
interesting.
You know, it's interesting. It makes it more scary
It's
too.
the same way. It's the same way Halloween works. Where
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
it kind of has that like we're not going to fully explain to you, and I understand if people like want to be upset about the depiction of someone with mental illness in this film. I get their point of being, but you have to understand the time in which it was presented.
Yeah, I get it. But it also barely depicts him. like
barely.
That's just it, though. It kind of does, though, and that's the problem. It's like there's like they clearly have this wrap up moments where like here's his origin story, boom. And I feel like
what is the origin story? Like when do you feel like we get that?
He was like a boy that was stuck in the attic or something. It's like it's a real quick throwaway statement.
He molested his sister.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a quick.
Was that like stated though?
Yeah. It's very quick. I mean, they literally give it to you for people who are sitting there in the audience searching for an answer. That's how it feels.
When does that come?
I think it's either in the police station or it's on one of the calls. Yeah.
I thought it was during the calls where he was doing the voices. You found out.
I think they say something about it in the police station too, though. Just real fast.
But how would they know?
I might be getting it confused with the new one, but I know that it's said in the original.
Have you seen the new one?
I've seen all of them.
Oh, right. But
not the point. This is a good one.
Like in this one, I feel like it's heavily implied that's what happened.
Yeah,
they also give like a quick story, like a real quick anecdotal story.
But no, because they never figure out who it truly is.
No, I know, because the whole it's like they don't say it like this is this character. They're like, here's the lore of this building.
I don't remember that at all.
It's very fast. It's like a throwaway line.
I don't remember that at all.
We could always go back through it. Maybe I'm getting it confused with the newer movies.
That might.
But at the same time, it's like.
But I like that about it, kind of, in a way.
I don't think. I think the argument that they make this character entirely enigmatic is not true. Like, he's not completely without understanding. You understand that he's a mentally sick person, based on the depiction.
Yeah, it's like implied.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, we can't say that isn't depicted because it actually is.
Yeah, well, no, I just meant that, like, he's like. When I say they barely depict him, he's kind of not the focus of the story.
No, definitely not.
And I like that about it.
No, he's a looming presence.
But I can understand why like that character people would like find icky. Yeah. I get it.
And it only gets worse with the remake, so.
I haven't seen any subsequent Black Christmas
what I was thinking
iterations.
is next year we could do the Black Christmas from 2006 and the Black Christmas from 2019.
Oh my God, I didn't know they're still like.
Yeah.
That's insane.
None of them are
an iconic movie.
None of them are related to each other, though. I mean, they are.
I knew about the like most recent one, but I didn't know there's one in between.
Yeah, there's a one in between that's been described as the most grotesque movie of the year.
Oh God!
Oh wow!
They go completely gross out gore, nastiness.
We can skip that one.
We got to talk about it.
Oh God!
Not all of us have to talk about it, but I at least need to talk about it.
It's interesting. Like there is some gore in the original, but
definitely. But when I say gross out gore, I literally think someone eats an eyeball in the remake.
What?
Yikes!
Yeah.
That's intense. It doesn't need to be all that. I
think it was solely because they were trying to reference that there's a great eyeball scene from the movie where the guy's looking through a crack.
They could have just done that again.
Yeah, we're not reviewing the remake though. That's my point.
I haven't seen it yet, too. So.
Yeah, I feel like you guys have an idea though, to be honest.
Like, I feel like the most magical part, again, is that we don't know really, we don't have any solid answers about him, and that's really what fear is. It's, you fear the unknown.
Yeah.
And like, so he's in a way I
definitely think he walked so Michael Myers could run.
Absolutely.
And John Carpenter's pretty honest about that
I think
truth
it's very,
too.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that was something he decided that he wanted to rip from before they had come up with like they came up with the title Halloween, and then they're like, okay, what should we make it a basis on? He's like, Halloween. Well, there's Black Christmas. What if we make it something like that? That's how that origin came along.
I love it.
That's amazing.
So when I say he walked so Michael could run, that's really real. And
that's amazing.
I think the big difference though is that this character, they try to operate more as like a ghost in the shadows, like not something tangible.
Yeah.
It's
really
in
cool.
some ways it makes it scarier, but in some ways it has limitations because I'm never afraid that he's looming behind someone out in public. He's just such a disgusting, weird, enigmatic figure. I don't see him being anywhere but inside the house.
Right.
It's almost like he haunts it.
I was going to bring up the like in the shadows thing though, because there are some really cool scenes in this movie where I didn't really notice it as much on the first time, but there are definitely scenes in this movie where like you can see him like lurking around in the shadows of the house, and it has a really cool vibe to it. It like gives it that kind of creepy ambiance.
Would you agree that the ambiance in the movie is like almost like the biggest part of it? Like that? So then I ask you this, and I'm not reviewing the remakes or anything, but the 2019 film steals only one horror scene from any movie. and it's not this one.
Interesting.
They
What?
stole a scene from Exorcist 3 and like got in a lot of trouble for it because it's like a direct rip, you know? Like
That's
people were
random, but okay.
like, I mean, if you're gonna steal subject matter, why aren't you stealing it from the movie that already exists that you're remaking?
Right.
Because then it's called an homage, you dumb fucks.
Silly.
Right.
There's so many things I wanted to see depicted in a 4K camera that happened in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a low budget movie. It would be really incredible if like a real artist could tackle it and like make something really new and tangible from it. Because the one thing that this movie didn't do is explore everything. And then the other thing this movie did do was have a really strong message, a political message that you could totally recreate now in like a different means. Like it's still such a relevant topic.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is not at all what these other movies did. And that's why I really love Black Christmas, because it just goes to show that this is a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
Without
And it's
coming
kind of
off
like,
preachy. You
This
know?
this
Right,
walk
it's-
so Nightmare Before Christmas could run too.
Oh my god.
it's really like the slasher film blueprint, like unironically it is.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It's kind of like the first to really do the thing.
And like if you're like an actual slasher fan and you don't acknowledge this movie because it's got women's rights in it, you're an idiot.
What?
Because that's totally a thing.
That's awful.
Like
People like to
that's
pretend that
you-
this movie is just like not a thing.
there's a lot of people who talk about like Halloween is the origin story for a slasher. Like Texas Chainsaw is like the first slasher, and
It
it
really
like
is
just
not.
isn't true. It's 100% this movie, because what slashers turned into in the 80s was, in my opinion, the antithesis of this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like people wanted to ignore that. Like Black Christmas isn't good because the girls are hot and they're running around in their underwear. Black
Right.
Christmas is good because there's a lot of characters you care about that end up being in peril.
Yeah, and it's smart.
And they're endearing.
Yeah.
And like
And they're real.
they actually have characters.
Yeah, they're
very, very
genuine.
real.
Like I love the drunk ass house mother. I think she's
Yes,
fantastic.
Same.
I love
Absolutely.
the fact that I do think that the door scene is a little obvious,
The door scene.
where like she has trouble opening the door for a second or closing it or something, like the house mother, and then later that door's getting stuck is a piece of the plot. They
yeah.
shoot that scene and it's so obvious because nothing else of any importance happens in the scene.
Oh God.
And then later on, when the door is an issue, when her escape is an issue, she can't get the door open. It's like, oh, we knew that was going to happen. It's like
Right.
they could have worked that in a little bit easier. But other than
Yeah.
that, this movie also is great with setups.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
for sure.
I feel like the way people die, in a lot of ways, portrays to their individual characters.
It does. And like, and the way that those scenes are shot are really cool. The way that the sets look is really cool, especially for like as low of a budget as it has in terms of the like cinematography and the set pieces and like the creative kind of ways they find to shoot things.
For sure.
Works really well for me.
Also, the cop in this is the cop in A Nightmare on Elm Street, so he's the slasher cop officially.
Love
God,
that.
what a title.
Wow.
Where do you go from there in your career, you know?
You just keep
He
playing
was
cops.
in Wes Craven's New Nightmare and made a fool of himself.
Oh, did he play
Whoa.
did he play a cop?
Yeah,
Wow, there we go.
because it was like
Once a cop, always a cop.
Yeah, he's cast type as cop. He's like always a cop.
ACAB.
And he looks just like the cop in Halloween, although he's not the same guy.
Love
Huh.
it.
There's just a look. You
There's
have
a
like
new
that
cop
brown hair.
propaganda movie coming out.
Oh my
Sonic?
god.
Sonic 2.
Sonic 2.
Let us know if you guys want us to review that.
We're gonna review it. I
I
don't
feel
really
like
care
Sonic
if
2 should be
anybody
Sonic
wants
2
it.
The Rise of Knuckles, because that's all the fucking... That is all the promotional material is this fucking Knuckles dude running around punching stuff.
Should be Sonic 2 ACAB.
Sonic 2 ACAB. like what do you mean? Like, is like Knuckles a member of Antifa?
Yeah. Dude, it
I
works
love
because
that.
Knuckles is like red and was like
He
red.
went to the Uhuru reparations march and shit, and that's where he met Sonic.
yeah. Yeah, like Sonic is your back the blue boy, and then he's like Antifa. He's red. He's a comrade, dude.
Damn.
It's ridiculous.
Sonic for real justice, bitch. That's what Knuckles stands for.
Just hand
If
him.
you know, you know.
Anyway, Black Christmas.
God, yeah.
If you were gonna have somebody direct a remake, since we're talking about how bad the remakes were, who would you pick?
Jordan Peele.
God damn it, I was about to say that.
That's so easy. That's softball.
That's my like initial thought. I mean, I
I'm
might
thinking
come
like
back
Denis Villeneuve or something. Like
Ooh, yes.
he would be good because Prisoners was so fucking gritty and scary.
Ooh,
That'd be
yeah. That
you
one's
know,
a good one.
David Fincher is always whoever I want to direct
Yep.
anything at all.
Just
Yeah.
whatever.
I love his like everything he makes is good, except for Alien 3, but he knows that. He acknowledges it.
I'm trying to think who else could be good. I stand by Jordan Peele, even though it is kind of a basic choice.
I mean, it's really like a softball choice.
But he could do a really good job with it, though.
He
Yeah.
could,
Yeah.
but I honestly, like, I asked the question of, like, why, and this was my little experiment when I said this. Why has nobody said any female director for this movie? And that's crazy. That it's not, that, like, that's not the first thing we came to. That's
Right.
systemic
True.
oppression.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
We
You're
never,
right.
and I know plenty of great female directors, and we were just like,
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Who directed The Invisible Man? What's her name?
Shit. Wait, it wasn't a woman who directed
I'm pretty
that.
sure it was.
No, it wasn't.
Am I making that up?
No,
That's
you
crazy.
are. That was where's my phone? Hold on. That is definitely a dude. Hold on.
Huh. Oh, I actually have a good one. I have a good lady. Fucking Diablo Cody.
Diablo Cody is more of a writer. I don't know if she's ever directed anything.
Jennifer's Body?
I think she just wrote that.
Okay, well, whatever. She can write it then and direct it. I don't really care. Also, that one movie that we got in a fight about.
Yeah, a man directed Invisible Man is Lee Winnell, and Lee Winnell is like an amazing director, but still,
I don't know why I thought it was. Maybe it was. I don't know what.
it looks like the word Leia.
That's probably why I thought it.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of.
I mean,
Oh, fucked up. That's probably why I thought it.
yeah, you would. I mean, I would. That's what I would think that was.
I like Nia DaCosta. I think she'd be a good director. She directed the new Candyman, and she can make really scary shit.
Mm-hmm.
And she made another short about like a girl's home that was really scary. So I think that she would be a really good director for Black Christmas.
All right.
But there's plenty of good options that could be women. I just don't get how like the women's rights movie was not pitched
Right.
in the remake as being made by a woman.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
crazy.
That is rough. They should have done their homework a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it could. I mean the current remake could have been made by a woman. I didn't check, but I'm just saying I think that the fact that none of us threw out a woman's name is crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it really is. Wow.
We probably should have. That's bad.
Yeah, but that's it. That's systemic oppression in
I
us,
mean,
guys.
yeah, I feel like
We're
I don't
film
even
critics
know.
too. We know plenty of directors.
Right.
This is all we do. So
The only ones I can think of are the two that did The Matrix.
Okay.
sisters.
All
All
right.
I think they would make a terrible horror movie.
I don't know that. Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
like
that
all
it would be-
cyberpunk.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I mean, if you want to get real artsy, Catherine Bigelow could make it. We're just naming female directors.
right.
You know,
That was just the only female directors I could think of.
Jennifer Lopez directs movies now.
I don't want Jennifer Lopez to direct this.
I
Oh,
think
no.
we're just throwing out
No,
women
thank
directors at
you.
this point. You know, that could work.
No.
When I was like looking at this movie and everything on
Unbroken was good
Wikipedia,
though.
it keeps saying that like the killer is Billy Loomis or like something like that when it's like Billy Black.
That's
Like
weird.
like
Weird.
a common mistake is like people like think like I don't know, it kept coming up as like Loomis.
I wonder if that's like a tie-in with the Halloween thing.
right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or if just people are fucking stupid and like collide the two.
Or maybe it's different in different like
Like different
remakes or
yeah.
whatever.
Man,
Like,
maybe the remakes are drawing some mess
Yeah.
ups. Maybe Billy Black is just the one from the remake.
Maybe.
Yeah.
who's to say?
Who's to say?
Oh no, it's a common misconception because the popular character in the Scream series is Billy Loomis.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because Billy Loomis's name was based on a mixture of the killer from Black Christmas
Yeah.
and Halloween.
Okay, that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Yeah, I knew there was a tie in there. I just didn't know where.
There it is.
There it is. All right, do you guys have any specific thing you want to mention about it?
I think we talked about my favorite scene.
I feel like
which
I've
was
spoken my truth about this one.
I feel the same. I think yeah, we've talked about all the things that like were really important that we talk about to me.
The sculpture, glass
Yeah,
sculpture
that's
stabbing.
what I was gonna say. That's
Yeah,
my
that
favorite
was-
scene, but we talked about that already, so that was good. Also, I actually really like the first kill too when he's like with the
Yeah,
plastic.
with the plastic bag, and then she stays that
The rocking
like, that
chair.
way
yeah.
Yeah.
for the rest of the
And,
movie.
and just any POV shots from this movie are incredibly scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you feel like
Absolutely.
someone's like haunting your body because you're seeing it all from
Absolutely.
this perspective.
It's
then, like,
terrifying.
POV shots in horror movies are always like that.
Especially if it's the killer, then it's amazing.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
All of the phone calls are really good too. I mean,
Oh,
those are
Super
those are
scary
very eerie
and like really like
Terrifying.
disturbing.
terrifying.
And also very intentional about the things that he says, like
right.
especially like as they fit into the movies, like themes about womanhood and shit like that. It's interesting.
You think there's some psycho out there with one of the phone calls like tattooed on them?
Probably.
Oh my god.
I bet
I
it was
hope
like
not.
incoherent jarble
It just
bullshit.
somebody just has a phone call, like, has a tattooed on, like, you pig cunt. That would be amazing.
I hate that. If
If that's your tattoo, send us a picture. Email us.
Oh
please.
God, please.
But like it's just so
Madison
hard.
will tell you not to get it.
I will
Oh
tell
my
you not to get it. Please don't
God.
get that. Please don't get you pig cunt tattooed on your body.
God.
Are you going to tell the story or are you just going to leave it hang?
They know this story.
Oh, do they?
We reviewed Donnie Darko. Don't you remember you yelling at Bridget the whole time?
I don't remember. I couldn't remember if we talked about that on the podcast
Yeah,
or
we
if
did.
that was
Yeah,
a
we
different
did.
time.
We did.
Okay. All right. Good.
That's when it came up pretty much live on the air.
Right,
I think.
yeah.
Was it really?
I think so, yeah.
I thought that was something that happened.
Franny, you said it and then Franny went, "Oh no." And
Oh
then,
my God, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That feels like so long ago.
It was.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it really was.
Yikes. I'm sorry.
Years
still.
ago.
Years.
Years and years.
If you want to know what we're talking about, go watch the Donnie Darko episode.
Scooby-Doo Donnie Darko, our most viewed episode.
It's a good one.
It's one of
I
my
crushed
For
favorites.
now.
For
I
now.
crushed Logan's dreams.
I did, and the internet crushed hers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough.
I feel like I kind of made out like a bandit in that situation.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have my abuse than hers on that one.
Oh well,
Like-
it is what it is.
Life goes on. We love the hate. Bring more of it.
Yep.
Say what you will.
I love it especially. I'm like the worst person for it.
She kind of likes it. I'm not gonna lie, guys. She kind of likes it.
I like controversy.
She does. She likes to argue. She likes
I
to
do.
be contrary.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. All right.
No,
Get it
not
off
in
your,
the-
get
not
it
in a
off
bad
your fucking
way.
chest, Bridget. All right.
No, it's one of my favorite things
And
about
she never
you.
puts the dishes away.
Bridget's everything like you pig cunt.
Ew, no.
All right.
I'm gonna rate this movie a 7. I feel like it's not my favorite slasher. It's very middle of the road for me, but like obviously it's above a 5 or 6 because it's a slasher and it's fun.
I give it an
That's
8
not
out of
bad.
10. I think it's really, really good. I think that like there's some things that people won't be able to get over because of the age. I feel like people get annoyed by the older dialogue or the sound quality. But if you look past that, you have an actually good slasher, and that's something that you haven't seen really much in like the last 20 years.
Right.
So there's that.
I'm going to give it, God, a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow.
A 9 out of 10. Like, I thought it was really smart and really, really well made, but God, was I uncomfortable watching it. I was uncomfortable the entire time he was on the phone.
Makes you feel gross,
It-
but in
yeah,
a way
I was
that
like, I need to
it's
take a
trying
shower. Yeah,
It's
it's
like-
effective.
It's like climax diet, like late, like if it, like 5 minutes of climax is how you feel
Yeah.
after watching the entirety of Black Christmas.
But I mean, like,
Oh, go ahead.
taking that into consideration, that's why I knocked off. I mean, also the depiction of mental health, but I think it's like otherwise such a very, very smart movie.
I give it a 9 out of 10. It loses that point for me because it just it feels like it just needs a little bit of finesse. It just needs a little something, which is why I kind of would be interested in seeing a really good remake of this movie. And I'm not normally one to say that. I'm usually kind of on the side of I don't.
West Side Stories made you an optimist.
West Side Story is different. Yeah, it hit different.
Yeah.
But normally I'm remakes of most movies don't necessarily need to exist because there's not a whole lot to add. But I feel like with this, it could just use a little touch, just a little bit of finesse, a little bit more of a budget, even just a little something, and it could really do it. But it would have to be really faithful also to the original at the same time. It would have to do several things.
Who would you cast as the creepy ass guy, and why is Killing Murphy?
Right. Bold choice. If I could comfortably give him work, I cast Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer?
But he shouldn't be allowed to be in anything though. So we're never casting him.
I would say Willem Dafoe.
Why ancient? Well, I feel like he's got to be a young
Willem
man.
Dafoe?
Why would I don't know why I went ancient. I guess
Not that Willem Dafoe's ancient, but I always pictured him
he's
young.
not. He's not ancient.
I always picture
I
him
don't
young.
know. I always kind of picture the
I mean, if you wanna give Timothy Chalamet a little something to chew on, baby,
Not Timothy.
No.
you gotta make. He's got to quit being everybody's golden boy. Have him do something that makes him look a little bit like an asshole for once, you know?
He was kind of an asshole in Lady Bird. I feel like he had asshole vibes
Yeah,
in
it
that.
definitely wasn't. But I mean, like, not like an asshole of realistic proportions.
But he
like,
also hasn't
an
been in that
entire
much shit yet. Like, give him
He's been in a
time.
lot of shit just this year,
I
bro.
mean, recently, but it's like really, he's just getting started, dude. Who knows where Timothy Chalamet is gonna go?
You could get that one dude who
Also,
played
go see Dune.
who played Solo in the remake. What's his name? He was in
I don't
Hail
know.
Caesar.
Because I didn't care about that.
fuck, what's his name? Hold on.
I know you're talking about. I can see him in my head, but I don't know his name.
He'd be good.
Army Hammer. Just kidding. Army Hammer.
God.
You'll never
Oh,
work.
no.
You'll never work in this town again.
Alden Einrich, is that his name? Alden
I don't.
Einrich?
That sounds correct. That sounds
Literally
correct.
don't know.
He'd be good.
He would be good.
Oh, who's
Or
that kid?
Pete Davidson.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's a fucking gremlin. Like that would work. Okay,
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson's kid,
Oh fuck.
whose name I can't think of right
He was
now,
in Panic, which I
which we loved.
I was just like, oh, I
He's
love
got
that.
a
but
vibe.
it,
He
like,
could do it. I could see him in there. I don't know.
Yeah,
Does he look
I
like
think
Jack Nicholson?
a little.
If you see them next to each other, very much yes. But if you just see him normally, you're like, not really. No.
I'm looking. You guys should also
He's
still
got
be
a little bit
speaking.
of a creepy vibe.
He does have a creepy vibe.
I want to see him. I'm
He
waiting
feels like
for you
kind
to
of
pull him up.
skeevy.
skeevy. That's a good word.
Skeevy. A skeevy
Yeah,
man.
I don't know.
Is it Ray Nicholson?
Yes.
Yes, it's Ray Nicholson.
He looks like him. Like if you see them next to each other, it's kind of weird. Like
Oh, I totally see it. I already
Yeah.
see it already.
No, I always saw it.
He looks like young Jack Nicholson,
Yeah,
like Chinatown
yeah.
Jack Nicholson.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, but he's got a weird forehead.
He
straight
does
up.
have a weird
Right.
forehead.
a little bit.
I don't know. I feel like if I saw that guy, I'd be like, Jack Nicholson?
like young Jack Nicholson.
It's like this guy's bringing to my house. I'm like, oh my God, like, I loved The Departed. And he's like, what? And it gives me a scary eye. And I'm like, Jack, stop. I think I would think he's Jack Nicholson. He looks a lot like him.
You'd
Yeah,
be
he
like,
really
did Martin
does.
Scorsese do this to you? Did he digitally de-age you?
It's almost like that dude, the one dude, The Sopranos. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
His son looks just like him.
Or
It's fucked up how much they look alike.
or Cube's boy.
Boy.
Stop.
You know how it is.
Or
Oh
you
my
know,
god.
just Eugene Levy and Dan. Just get Dan Levy to do it.
Why?
Just because we're naming people who look like their
Who look
fathers.
like their parents?
Yeah. Dan Levy, he looks just like him.
Oh, fair enough.
Those eyebrows are iconic.
I know it's crazy. Out of this world.
Anyway. All right, guys.
We did it, kids.
We've exhausted everything.
Yeah.
A Merry Christmas to all.
Happy,
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
Yuletide. Whatever the fuck.
think
I don't know. This
Be
movie,
merry.
These movies softened my Grinch heart a little bit. My
Both
heart
of them?
grew a little bit.
Both of them?
Nah, just the first one.
I thought you meant both of her Grinch hearts, and I was like, why does she have two?
Yeah.
No. God.
All right, we got stuff to plug.
Do it. Believe in you.
Logan and I have another podcast where we talk about TV show pilots. It's called A Pilot Podcast. We talk about it with recording artist CL Blue.
Mm-hmm. And on January 25th, we'll be switching sides. We'll be over on that channel, the Crosscut Crew. And then A Pilot Pod, which is also us, but not Madison and Bridget, will be on here to review some Pokemon films. So January 25th, opposite day, baby, we'll be switching channels. There'll be content posted on both channels.
What?
With,
it's gonna be crazy.
There'll be a whole voiceover and everything.
It'll be a
I got a
whole
guy who's doing like a
thing.
Twilight Zone style voiceover. It's gonna be so much
Ooh.
fun. You guys are gonna love it.
Yeah,
So into that.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
All right, kids.
Bye. We love you.
Have
Bye.
a merry, merry, merry,
Subscribe
merry,
on YouTube, youtube.com/crosscutcinema.
Be good. Santa's watching.